Right, we take you back to the conversation that we're linking to political analyst Xolani Dube joining us to get a sense of some of the big stories in the papers. Xolani, a very good morning to you. Thank you for your time. As I look at the Sunday Times, it has the big headline, "Out work with Cyril and not DD." DA leader John Steenhuisen speaking there about how he wants to build an alliance with like-minded ANC leaders. What do you make of this statement?
I believe that's how South Africa political realignment for the future is happening now. What John is saying, I don't think that it's him who is saying that. I think it's the people who are the rulers of South Africa, or the so-called the minerals energy complex, are the ones who are redesigning the power dynamics in our country. And as I said earlier on during Stephen Groote's show, that I foresee where Cyril will be, it's the Cyril faction in the ANC will resonate very well with the DA, whereas the faction of Ace Magashule in the ANC will really also resonate very well with Julius Malema's EFF. And so I think that's how the politics of South Africa is going to be moving forward.
It's interesting you mentioned the factions here. What do we know about how the ANC is divided when it comes to factions? I mean, Steenhuisen is saying very clearly here in this headline that he's prepared to work with President Cyril Ramaphosa, but that working relationship should not include Deputy President David Mabuza as well as ANC Secretary General Ace Magashule.
Look, as I'm saying, it's not based on ideology, because you'll understand that Cyril's ideological posture is more of a neoliberal person. Is a product of a capitalist faction in our country. And we have the so-called the Malema and the Ace Magashule, who are also not truly Africanist in their perspective, who are not really the socialist in their perspective. I mean, in their ideology, but they are using it for political maneuvering. And so I think that John Steenhuisen and the others who are in that particular ideological posture, they are seeing them as people who are going to cause more trouble if they simply embrace them. And bear in mind that those who control South Africa, they pick and choose at a particular time who is supposed to be at the helm of the South African political native administration. And so I think in this case, they have decided that, look, we don't need these other guys who look like they are uncivil. We rather work with someone that we know very well, someone that has been with us, and someone that they have groomed. Because if you look at the history of Cyril Ramaphosa, it's clear that he has been groomed by those who control South Africa, and now they want to see him expressing himself. And they know that his expression is what they really taught him while they were grooming him. And so, in this case, Ace Magashule and the others, they are quite strange, or they are strangers to the minerals energy complex. And so they can't be trusted. But look, we know it very well that everything is up or is open for negotiations. And they might also even negotiate with him. And as I always say, you might end up having Ace Magashule or his faction turning and becoming what Cyril is. And so politics in South Africa, you can't predict it because it is about the so-called the material accumulation at the end of the day.
And as you speak, of course, we know that the ANC top six is set to meet former President Jacob Zuma. In fact, ahead of this meeting, we're seeing on social media that former President Jacob Zuma's daughter is tweeting, Dudu Zuma, Sambudla, is tweeting how the former SAA chairperson, board chair, as well as Jacob Zuma Foundation chair, is visiting the former president with donations, saying that the former president is a pensioner and she can see that many people are coming to visit him, and she's come out with her bribe packs and all sorts of groceries. What do you make of that situation, especially as these plans are set in place for the meeting to take place?
Look, I don't think that there are things that really we need to take it serious. I think that's the vulnerability of our social discourse. I don't think really that there is anything that we need to take it serious. It's just a normal visitation, because remember that Mamutu Tumieni is the chairperson, or is part of the so-called Jacob Zuma Foundation. And so they always interact, as you can see, or South Africa knows very well that we tend to get correspondence from Zuma Foundation speaking on behalf of Jacob Zuma. And so really it would be punching in the air if we try to extrapolate any meaning of her visitation. Maybe we can say Mamutu Tumieni, his social media, she's trying to portray to the South African people that we are expecting more people to come and visit Obamsholozi. Hence, she is donating those food parcels. Or maybe on the other side, she's saying to the people of South Africa, look, you are also welcome to make donations in relation to food, because Mr. Jacob Zuma currently is the center in South African politics, and there are lots of people who are coming to visit him.
And the matter at the center of it all, the top 6 officials coming to visit the former president to discuss the controversial decision not to appear before the State Capture Commission of Inquiry. What are some of the expectations within that meeting?
What is very sad? It clearly shows that Cyril Ramaphosa is losing power in the ANC, and maybe has lost the power in the ANC. And Jacob Zuma is the unshakable center of in the ANC. And so if Jacob Zuma is an unshakable center in the ANC, a governing party, one wonders how much influence is he having in running our government, or in taking certain decisions in our government, And also, it really compromised the integrity of the ANC as the governing party, because remember that the people who are supposed to be the custodian of our state institutions is the governing party. But today, if the governing party is going to kiss the ring of someone whom they told us that he is no longer suitable to be the president of the country. Mm-hmm. Remember that they recalled him, but today they are going back to him and negotiate on issues that currently are supposed to be executed by the institutions that are empowered by our constitution. And the others are saying possible here the ANC is looking for a political solution, and really that is compromising the ANC as an organization that is governing the country. Also, at the same time, it shows that the current leadership in the ANC is very powerless.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. Political analyst Xolani Dube giving us a sense of some of the big stories of the week.